Hero of Alexandria, also known as Heron of Alexandria.
The Heron.
This is your style of guy, Steve. He's a Greek mathematician and engineer.
Nice.
He was born. The information on him is messed up, where it's anywhere from 150 BC to 250 AD. But there's not much information on his life.
That's very wide.
But
a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
stuff.
that spans like Ptolemaic Egypt to Roman Egypt to. Actually, that's about it.
Exactly. But there's the thing we know for sure is that he was alive in 62 AD because he used like a lunar eclipse that matched up with something that happened in 62 AD.
Okay.
So we know he was alive then.
For that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can narrow that down a little bit better.
You know, there's a bunch of estimates, but there's not too much. But he's huge for mathematicians. No, mathematics. Sorry, yeah, mathematics. He's huge for mathematics and an early pioneer of like steam engines and wind turbines and like all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really like influential, interesting guy, super ahead of his time. Obviously, in this is ancient era. He's doing
modern Elon Musk, really.
Yeah,
doing like proto-industrial shit.
Ancient Elon.
One of his big contributions that is still used today is Heron's formula, which is almost like the Pythagorean theorem, where basically it's how you would calculate the area of a triangle.
Oh.
I can't do that. Can you calculate the area of a triangle?
At one point in my life, I
probably could have. Yeah.
If I look at the formula,
I haven't looked at this type of math since
forever.
Middle school.
Yeah. When was the last time you were looking at like the Pythagorean theorem? Which is the one thing I like remember. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
2017.
So a lot of his works have been lost, but some were preserved by the Byzantine Empire. But I'm going to talk about some specific things that I think are cool. So, obviously born in Alexandria, and it was a part of the Roman Empire when he's alive. Okay. So he's a Greek Roman.
Yeah,
nice.
And Alexandria is Egypt, right?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest, most metropolitan city in the empire.
Even more than Rome?
At that point, Alexandria may have been bigger than Rome.
Okay.
First century, it's close.
But a lot of his works are in, various books and stuff. But I want to talk about some of his inventions.
Sure.
These are some of the devices and inventions that have been like ascribed to him. This is an Aleopile, which is a version known as Hero's engine. It was basically the first recorded steam engine where he used air from a closed chamber that was heated by an altar fire to displace water from a sealed vessel. The water was collected and its weight pulling a rope and opened temple doors.
Wow.
So basically, it was using steam
to make automatic doors.
These
doors are humongous.
Yes.
Did you ever see the doors of the Roman? Well, I'm sure you have in like movies and stuff. Doors of the Roman Senate.
Oh, the fucking giant.
Yeah. Those doors, the real ones, are now they've been moved to a church in Rome. I think it's the Church of St. John or something.
Oh, they kept the doors?
You can look it up. But the original Roman Senate doors are still in action today.
I'm going to cut your hands off and
nail them to the Senate door. Cicero.
And he does.
Poor Cicero.
But they're so perfectly made, even though they weigh an immense amount of weight, they can easily be pushed open by one person.
That's insane.
Yeah. The craftsmanship is out of control.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But he invented basically a steam engine that could open doors. He's harnessing steam.
It's right in front of you, and it can open very large doors.
Boris
That's early for a steam engine.
He also invented the vending machine.
What?
Yeah. So
with no electricity?
No electricity. So it was for water. So you would put a coin in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Kind. Remember from Scooby-Doo?
yeah,
The mummy.
when the coin would hit this like lever,
Mm-hmm.
the water would spill out, right? But as the water came out, it would like this valve would start to fill up.
Uh-huh.
And when the valve would finish spilling the water out, it would close until you put the next coin in.
You hold your cup under it.
Exactly.
Ah.
Or your face or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
And it's an early vending machine, essentially.
Wow.
He invented the vending machine.
What a smart guy.
The concept is there.
Yeah.
Which
Way to
it's
go.
pretty ingenious.
Coin.
Just an ancient pioneer.
Yes.
He invented a wind wheel, which was the first time people harnessed wind for like to
You mean
power
like
a
a
machine.
windmill?
It's a wind wheel that operated
Power?
an organ, like I guess the instrument,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
Takes
powered
in
by
air.
wind. Yeah, taking
Yeah.
in air to
Wow.
power the machine.
That early, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
When was
that-
the windmill invented?
Let's see.
I would assume before.
No, I think that's a medieval thing. I don't know.
Where are you guys at on wind power?
It's horrible.
It stinks.
He harnessed the wind to do work.
Wind,
Yes.
It's a blowjob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Microphone.
Yeah.
We need like a remote one for him.
Speak up.
Yeah. The first windmills were developed in Persia between 500 and 900 AD.
Okay.
So he's like 500 years ahead of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Wow.
He invented a play. Now this seems like Philip Glass shit.
Happy, happy, happy. Everybody's happy.
Hopper.
But it was 10 minutes long.
I look to the
and
sun as it turns. It burns my
How like a
eyes.
turtle the sun looks. That's what happens when you raise your children to be a pagan.
What the hell is this? That's one of the funniest things in the show. The Philip Glass play
By Philip Glass.
can't offend anybody.
A reference that no child would ever get, and
it's
yet
not for
it's burned
children.
into my brain.
Well,
you
it's
know?
not for
It's not for
children.
children. Yeah, it's not for children.
I saw that when I was 7 and thought it was the greatest thing ever. Cartoon kids in the leotards.
Philip Glass. But he invented like a bunch of pulley systems and like effects for plays, but he put on a 10-minute entirely mechanical play using like a systems of
puppet show.
ropes and like
He did the fucking
To the puppet show.
that pizza bear thing.
animatronics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fun Station.
He did the first Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, he was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, you're right. He's proto Chucky. And the sound of thunder in the play was produced by mechanically timed dropping of metal balls onto a hidden drum.
Ooh.
But like everything is all timed out with like almost like one of those
It's like what going to Disney World.
Rube
Yeah.
Goldberg machine.
First
Almost.
Disney.
Yeah.
First Disney.
It's a small world after all.
Yeah.
He
It's a
he
small
invented a force pump that was widely used in Rome for like putting out fires.
By Jedi's?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
These are die if I must
It's all
huge
real.
army.
It's all real. All of it.
Chewie.
Wow.
Remember our son Ben that we left
Remember when we had a
Alone.
child together?
and he went and Luke tried to kill him.
What a scumbag, right? You
I
remember that?
I saved the galaxy once.
Now I'm a deadbeat.
A deadbeat
I hope no
dad.
one stabs me in the chest before this movie ends.
Also, him naming his son Ben is kind of weird, considering like he met Ben for like 10 minutes.
He's got no connection to him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, he invented like a syringe that would like you could deliver like liquids and
Liquids.
things like that. Yeah.
Syringe.
He invented a standalone fountain that operates under self-contained hydrostatic energy, now called a Heron's fountain.
Wow. It's not a standalone
Fruit.
fruit. Like the kiwi.
He invented like a thermometer that it wasn't like fully.
A foot thermometer?
Proto thermometer.
Oh.
It's just, yeah. How hot are your feet?
I
heard
Use
you-
my fetishes
Yeah,
everywhere.
I've heard you've called your mouth a foot thermometer before. Eh? Put your foot in my mouth. Let me see
This
how
is
hot
off
it
the
is.
charts. Scalded. Rex Ryan.
Agony of defeat.
Defeat.
Never forget that. It's the greatest sports headline of all time. He also invented a self-filling wine bowl. So
I
guess
need
like I
that.
guess like you would scoop it, and when it got to a certain point, the float valve would sink
Ah,
until it was filled
yeah.
again.
What a hero. He's a
And
physicist.
and there's a bunch of mathematical formulas and shit he did, but I think the real cool thing are all these inventions that are
Inventions
like
are fun.
let's
super ahead of its time.
let's get down to brass tacks.
What about the
here.
car that runs on water? You do that one?
Let's get down to brass tacks. Was he an alien?
No, I think he was just
Nobody was doing this back then.
He was.
We had like aqueducts. That's about it.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
pretty good, but come on.
What about that guy on the island? Remember we talked about this?
The island of Dr. Monroe. He's turning people into animal.
No, but the guy that was like in Denmark who fucking
With the
one of you
moose?
guys picked. Yeah, with the moose.
That was Steve's guy.
He was a science man. He had an island of science.
Oh yeah. He had a pet moose.
yeah.
yeah.
An elk. He was an elk.
Yeah.
Can you remember his name?
No.
How well do you remember things
No.
you said on the show?
2 years ago.
I've thought about, like, I don't have the time to do it, but I would love to put a quiz together of
Of our own
shit
show?
we've said and been like
We're all
just
failing.
question you. Like,
We're all
can you
failing.
name who's the first black baseball player, not Jackie Robinson?
I remember you
You
telling
told
me.
I've
us.
said
you
it.
Told it.
I've said his name.
I remember the line that you said, where it's like, you want me to say Jackie
yeah,
Robinson,
yeah.
but it's actually
Who is it?
I want you guys to pull the name so bad.
fuck. I want to say Barry, but
I'll give you a hint. It's a
It's not.
biblical Jewish first name, if that helps.
Joshua?
No.
Elijah?
Joshua.
What is it?
We're just gonna start guessing biblical names.
Whitey Ford?
Moses Fleetwood Walker.
Yeah.
Moses
all right.
Fleetwood Walker. There you go. There's some trivia for you, folks.
Now I gotta see who lived with the moose.
Elk.
It was an elk.
I think it was an elk.
It was an eccentric scientist.
Yeah, I
really.
remember I liked this story.
Yeah.
He got like a fake nose.
Yes. He was like an aristocrat.
Yeah. And he banged the king's wife.
Uh
I can't believe how much I remember about this guy.
huh. Just look up the
Um,
golden nose. It
All
should
right, I'll
come
put in
up.
golden nose scientist.
Yeah, it should pop up.
Denmark
almost
or
instantly.
Sweden or something like that.
Sweden.
We are
It was
from
a fun
Sweden.
story.
Good dead air.
Yeah, I don't know why we're.
This isn't important.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
not important.
Tycho Brahe.
That's it.
Tycho.
Yeah.
Tycho. I suppose you've got that. That's